Let me start with this. I freaking love One Piece. Like, no cap, is easily one of my favorite shows in all of existence. It's just, I love the story. I love how it came to existence. And honestly, I'm going to tell some backstory if I'm going to say that. So, the entire One Piece show, all 949, maybe by the time you watch this video, 950 episodes, is based off 3 mangas that the author wrote, which happen to be called Romance Dawn, which turns out that's actually the name of the first arc of One Piece. Coincidence? I think not. But anyways, Romance Dawn, only one of the mangas were actually published, and on top of that, it even got his own filler episode, like, right before it, like, in the beginning of Wano Kuni arc, but it doesn't matter. What does matter is the differences between Romance Dawn and the actual One Piece show, like how Luffy only wanted to be a pirate. Like, he didn't really have any other goals other than that, and one of the main characters was supposed to be, like, Vivi, with, like, a different name, but obviously she was demoted to a side character, and now Luffy's trying to be the actual pirate king. Anyways, that being said, I feel like One Piece should be watched through different phases of your life. Just in general, it just makes sense to me. So, for the first 400 episodes, give or take, One Piece is supposed to be watched when you're at a standstill point of your life. When you're at the point where, like, you don't know if you want to go forward or try, or even the worst case scenario, just straight up depressed. So, in the first episode, you meet a character, Monkey D. Luffy, which, obviously, probably first sentence of the entire show, he wants to be Pirate King. Actually, it's not the first sentence of the show, but you know right away that Luffy's trying to be Pirate King. And turns out that in order for him to be Pirate King, he has to find a near possible object to find, and on top of that, fight these strong pirates called Yonkos. But I'll get back to that later. Maybe. Anyway, that being said, the beginning of One Piece is ridiculously lighthearted and filled with amazing jokes. Like, I can easily say that the best jokes were made in the beginning of One Piece. Either way, though, it still tells a story about a man trying to achieve his life goals of being the Pirate King. And honestly, it motivated me to, like, start trying more than I have been previously. Don't get me wrong, I do have other motivators in my life, and I'm not a depressing person. But since this video is about One Piece, that's all I'm going to talk about. So, back to it. I feel like the reason why it was super lighthearted in the beginning was actually important because it helped build the bonds between the Straw Hats and, like, even some side characters that they meet later, or that they meet and will become important later, but definitely build the relationship and bonds between the Straw Hats to the point where they're, like, basically extended family. They work with each other, they help each other, they lift each other up, but all the Straw Hats are working to achieve their goals, and they're helping each other, and they're having a fun time telling jokes all while doing this. It is really fun to watch this. But that's the beginning of One Piece. Then Sabaody arc happens. This is the first time the viewers or audience actually sees Luffy struggle for the first time, at least emotionally. Like, he actually thought his crew died. And on top of that, his brother actually did die. So yeah, Luffy was a broken man. His spirit was broken, he was generally depressed, and even though Jinbei helped him get out of that, like, state of mind, this helped me grasp the idea that if you're going to actually strive for your goal in life, life's going to throw some obstacles and some crap in your way to make it difficult. It's not going to be an easy path. I don't care who you are. But the time skip arc also shows some other things. Like, it shows the Straw Hats' loyalty to Luffy and to potentially each other. Like, for example, Zoro sucked up his pride and asked Mihawk to train him during the 2 years just so he could become a worthy swordsman worth being in the future Pirates King's crew. Like, I'm sorry, but that must have done some major pride damage to Zoro. But honestly, he valued his relationship with Luffy more than his pride, which shows loyalty between friends. And then the Straw Hats get back together. Like, 2 years of training, and they're back together, and they're better than ever. And by they, I specifically mean Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy. Nami's still virtually useless. Usopp's still a coward, and the other Straw Hats didn't really, get all that much stronger. At least in the grand scheme of things. Frankie just straight up looks stupid. Like, he went from super cool looking to a metal robot that I might as well call a brick. Like, come on, guy. Anyways, it's not my story, so I can't design his characters. But they're back together, and they're prepared to go on a grand journey again. Then I took like a 2 or 3 year break from One Piece. Like, after the time skip, the show takes on a more serious tone, and I just wasn't feeling it. They still time travel somewhat. Let's say midway through high school, I started watching One Piece again. At this point in my life, I already was predetermined what I want to do for a living and for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna say what it is because, quite frankly, I don't feel like sharing. But anyways, I was already striving for my own goals, and I got back to One Piece mainly because I had nothing else to watch, and having the saying that I watched all the One Piece under my belt sounded like a good idea at the time. Gosh, that was not a very smart move. But anyways, it was definitely worth it. So around episode 450-ish to the current episode, One Piece takes a more serious tone, like I said before. But like, One Piece pay attention to more like real life issues. For example, the Fishman arc borderline dealt with racism. There's no sugarcoating. Then there's Punk Hazard Dressrosa, where like it dealt with drug trafficking, oppression. And then the Big Mom arc, where it's just borderline, I can compare it to straight up 17th century England, where they're trying to become a superpower. Big Moms are raging political marriages and having everyone come on her island doing a bunch of crap so she become a powerful figure for the world. And then the Wano Kuni arc, which deals with dictatorships, which was shown before in like Alabasta and other like fillers and stuff. But it pays more attention to the poor class. They were spiritually broken. They have no hope, and got to the point where like the people that did have hope at some point lost their spirit, was put in jail, and was basically planned on living the rest of their lives in this like slave camp, labor camps, better word. And then Luffy's speech in episode 949 kind of was basically summed up the entire show so far. So like, I'm gonna paraphrase because saying it word from word probably would get me copyrighted. Anyways, basically he said you can either be a slave to your daily routine or you can actually fight for your goals in life. That's paraphrasing in one sentence. And I'm being real, when I first watched this, I was like, dang, my boy Luffy carrying people. But then I actually thought about it and it struck a chord. Like, that speech, if you actually like watch the episode, is not meant to make you feel good. If anything, it's supposed to motivate you while provoking you. Which is kind of ironic because being on the receiving end of that speech must have not been nice. Either way, the speech actually hits home. To be honest, actually, the entire show hits hard. Since day one, Luffy decided he's going to be Pirate King, just to later find out that in order for him to do that, he has to fight the strongest pirates of the sea and find an object that people don't even know exists. That is ridiculous. To be honest, in the entire show, no one had to do anything. Like, there are laws and stuff, but this show is about pirates, and even if there were no pirates, everyone does whatever they want anyways. Like, all the characters are free-spirited, and the only thing that's motivated them to move on is their own selfish desires to move on and to reach the peak of their life. That's probably why I like the first opening of One Piece so much. Because it shows Luffy running off into the sea, getting ready to set sail, him and his crew having a good time, and then it shows the obstacles him and his crew is going to have to face. Yeah, no one's going to tell you what to do in life. Let's be real. There's always a choice, and once you actually discover what you want to do with your life, life's going to throw a heck of a lot of obstacles in your way before you can be satisfied. It's just the way it is. Quite frankly, when you do find out what you're going to do with your life, you're going to find a way to keep yourself motivated and keep the will to keep moving forward. And on top of that, Oda wrote the cast in a way that gives you very little excuse to not do it. Frankie is just about 40, Brooke is well over 70, and Jinbei is over 50 years old. They're still starting to reach their goals. Some of them started late, so age is not really an excuse to not start. You know, the owner of KFC, the person who actually came up with KFC, was 70 when he came up with the business, and he made bank. Yeah, 70 is preferably ideal to start early, but age is really not much of a factor. If you want to start something, start it. Who cares? And on top of that, the other characters, like all the Straw Hats, at least, have very valid reasons to give up. Sanji's family literally abandoned him. He almost starved to death and was adopted by a pirate. You still see him trying to reach the all blue. Zora's childhood best friend died, and now he has to carry the burden, the weight of both of them. So his goal is to become the greatest swordsman in life. And then there's Usopp, who is literally afraid of everything, and yet he still managed to face his fears on a daily basis. So being afraid is not an excuse either. Robin, her entire island literally burned down. On top of that, she was suicidal at some point. You want to know something? She's still trying to reach her goal too. Like, seriously, the way the cast is written, there's almost virtually no excuse to not try. Unless you're dead. Then, I don't think you could try then. But anyways, it's just how the entire show's written. Like, no matter what they're going through, no matter what they did go through, they're still trying to reach their goals. If you really wanted to do something, like actually really want to do it, you will find a way to do it, regardless of whatever happened in your past or your current situation. If you really want to do it, you find a way to do it. Like, period. You know, something that happened in One Piece, or that happens in One Piece, is not highlighted enough as I think it should, is the fact that Nami stays up late at night drawing maps so she could continue her dream to draw the first world map. I think they showed it at like once. Literally once in all 949, 950 episodes. That's ridiculous. She stays up late. So you're like working or something and you just don't want to work. It's not that you're tired, or maybe it is you're tired, depends. But most cases, not because you're tired, it's just you're uninspired. Fun fact, I'm recording this video 10 o'clock at night. Hold up. Actually, it might be later. No, it's 10:30 at night. I came home from work like 8 o'clock, 8:30, and I'm recording this video. I also have an increased amount of enjoyment making these videos. Anyways, One Piece was able to motivate me, clearly, while showing the struggles of life that's going to happen. The journey of life is going to throw a whole bunch of crap in your way. You're just going to have to deal with it. I'm sorry. Just going to have to do it. The jokes and animation, though, made it easier to swallow. So, like, grasping the idea. Yeah. Anyways, the length of the show also shows the fact that when you're going for whatever you're going for, it's not going to happen overnight, 9 times out of 10. Unless you're just, like, extremely lucky or Charlie D'Amelio. Reason being, just for the simple fact, just unrealistic. The author of One Piece literally stated that if he took the story seriously, it would take him at least 20 years to finish. It's been like 23 years now, and the show's still amazing, and I hope he continues to do a great job. I want the show to stay at its current quality, if not increase in quality as the show continues. Anyways, all of this to bring up one more point in this video. Find friends that are worthwhile. And I don't mean friends that are like cool to hang out with. Friends that are able to carry their own weight while still traveling with you in the journey of life. Like friends that will lift you up, not tear you down. Friends that are able to motivate you, support you, and be there for you in your darkest times. Yeah, that's the Straw Hats for each other. They help each other, motivate each other, support each other. Like every time one of the Straw Hats see a polygraph, they go find Robin, take her to the polygraph, or get a copy of the polygraph and take it to Robin. Every time. I can't think of a single time where that didn't happen when Robin was part of the crew. Same for Usopp. If you watched the One Piece Stampede movie, which I legit watched earlier today, couldn't have been perfect timing. But Usopp is afraid of everything, as I stated earlier in the video. And yet in Stampede, he was carrying Luffy while clearly injured, carrying Luffy to safety because Luffy blacked out while fighting the main villain Bullet. And on top of that, he caught a burning building in order to save Luffy's life. Usopp could have easily left, but he was like, nah, I gotta save my best friend / captain because just that's what I have to do. Find friends like that. And honestly, give your fair share of support. Like, dude, don't throw those friends away quickly because the chances of you going across them are already slim. It could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to find this. I happen to be very fortunate. I get motivation from my parents, from my brother, from my other families and friends. I happen to be extremely lucky. And if you find friends like that, or have family members like that, keep them around. Don't throw them away for dumb reasons like, I don't know. It's not worth it. Trust me. That being said, Ichiro Oda wrote the story running a very clear line, distinctive, very clear contrast between people who are going through all this stuff to reach their life goals and people that just settle for average or give up or just break. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there's gonna be tough times to the point where you feel like breaking, but if you don't break, it pays off greatly. Well, thank you for watching this video. Like I say literally every time I make a video, I enjoy making these videos. But you know, lately I only been posting like every 2 weeks, just for the simple fact that it's easier for my schedule, and you know, creating artwork is also time consuming. That being said, I planned on making a video last week, but that didn't happen. I'm 12 hours in my current art piece, and clearly I'm not finished yet. But when I do finish, I will put a link in the description here. On top of that, for more content and stuff, follow my Instagram. My Instagram is mainly an art Instagram stuff. And also there's my TikTok, which is mainly jokes and skits that I do. Anyways, you want it clearly, if you're interested, it's under the same name, your Ryan Fantasy. Follow those. If not, oh well. If you like this video, hit the like button or subscribe button, either one, your choice clearly. And thank you for watching this video. Have a great day or night. For me, it happens to be night.